Right, this is the sequel you've asked for. I'm not only going to be putting one of these back on the bobber, but two of these. For those of you who are new to the channel, I've had these turbos on the bike before. I've also had a TTS Performance Roadtrek Supercharger kit on it. So hit that subscribe button and you can go back and see what the outcome of it all was. But I have been having a bit of trouble trying to get it run right with the turbos on it. So I put it back to standard to try and sort of diagnose the problems a little bit better. And if you watch the last video, you'll see that that's what happened. I managed to sort of get to the bottom of what the problem was, I think. But just like adding boost to motors, pressure in life can either break us or make us stronger. Boost fixes everything. So let's see. Stay to the end and hopefully we can improve on it this time around. Also, there's something different about this video. See if you can work out what it is. I know quite a few of you will be quite happy about it. So stick around to the end for that as well and you'll find out. This is my 2020 Triumph Bobber Black in standard form. Well, it's pretty much standard form apart from the fact that the cat on it has been opened up and there's nothing in it. The bike's running awesome in standard form like this and I love the sound of it. I also love the reliability of it and just not having to worry riding it around. But that's just not me. I took on this challenge of twin turboing the bobber because I knew it wouldn't be interesting and I knew it would be a challenge. But you either win or you learn. So it's going to be a win-win situation, whatever. Putting the turbos back on again, I've got to go through all this rigmarole and work of tuning and getting it to run right. But this is why I'm here. I'm going through all this so that other people don't have to. And hopefully you'll learn something and get inspired to actually have a go and do stuff yourself. So, here we go again. I'm working out here instead of inside because it's so much nicer out here in the daylight. I love the sunshine, I love being outside, which is probably why I live in Australia. Have a look at this. Beautiful. I actually find it much more motivating to work outside in this environment. Like, I'm not always keen to work on the bike at night inside. I'm actually going to keep this standard cat, well it's not standard cat, it's a cat with nothing in it, and a standard exhaust on to start with, so I'm just going to make my headers fit the cat, so they might need a little bit of modification because I really like the sound of it and I want to try and sort of show people that this can be done to a sort of semi-standard bike and you don't need anything special. And then once we try and get more performance out of it, then I'm probably going to go back to an X-pipe or open headers on a drag strip and stuff like that and test that sort of stuff out. But for now, we're going to have it with this exhaust setup. I've got lots of videos about the exhaust and what it's been through on this bike, so go back and watch them too. It's quite Australian to make exhaust gaskets out of Bundy rum cans. I just have to do a little bit of adjustment. Don't know if you can see that, but that pipe's not quite long enough. The Bundy rum gasket works pretty well though. That's a nice fit on that. Always wear the correct PPE. Gloves and some sort of eyewear. I've now got the turbos back on. I've got the hot side on into my fake cat and into the standard exhausts, and I've got the oil system on it. My oil system, the oil feed basically tees off of the oil pressure switch area there, goes to another T-piece, that line goes to the other turbo, this line here goes to this turbo, and I've got my turbo drain there, goes around the other side into a T-piece and drains into the case there. So there's no reason now why I can't start it up. I may even take it for a ride to see what it's like, because it's completely standard at the moment. Got the standard injectors in it, standard tune on it, standard exhaust on it, apart from these things in it. So I might just see what it rides like just with these on, restricting the exhaust. It probably won't run properly at all anyway, so we'll see, shall we? How quiet is that? I better not take it for a ride, because these turbos are really small and they do spool up really quick, and with no back pressure on the cold side they might spin too quick, and they're only cheap eBay turbos. So I'm not going to risk that. Oh, that's nice and warm. The standard injectors are still in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually run it with the standard injectors. I had the bigger, higher booster injectors in it before, but even when I had the supercharger on, I had a real problem with over-fueling. So I'm going to try it with the standard injectors and see what happens. TTS started supplying the bigger injectors because they found that it was running out of fuel at the top end, but I never really had that problem at all. Well, I did have the big injectors in, but I'm going to see just how much of a problem that is, because my problem has always been, it's always been too rich. So I'm going to start tuning it with the standard injectors and see if I need to put the bigger ones in. I probably will do at some point. Maybe not with the turbos, but definitely with the supercharger. Because I think TTS, when they first produced the kit, they weren't actually supplying bigger injectors with it, but then they found they needed them. So we'll go into that and I'll find that out. But this whole thing is about seeing if I can put twin turbos on a standard bobber. Well, actually, I can tell you now, you can't put them on a standard bobber. You need forged pistons. Any sort of boost going into this motor, you need forged pistons, because the standard ones, cast ones, are piss weak for that sort of stuff. So this does have low compression forged pistons in it, but that's the only difference. Everything else is standard, the cam, everything. It's just that the tune, I'll just be changing the tune, and maybe the injectors. So now I've got the intercooler on and the cold side on, so it's all pretty much there now. So I guess I can take it for a ride. I've got to put my rear guard on. It'd be so good to live somewhere where I didn't have to worry about that. It's running absolutely beautifully. The only trouble I might have, I've got to take it really easy because it's got the standard timing on it now at the moment as well. So it's probably way too far advanced. Way too lean though. I might do something about that before I ride it. So I'll plug my charger in here, turn my ignition on here, and get Tune ECU on the go. Here, I've got it plugged in at the moment because my tablet's only like 10%. I don't think it lets you connect to the bike if it's below 10. It's on 13. So I'm connected to the bike. I've just given it 20% more fuel everywhere and taken 5 degrees out of the timing everywhere. Well, above 1400 RPM, so that it idles right and stuff like that, just to be on the safe side. And then we'll go for a little spin and see what happens. So ECU reprogram Battery life 14%. Okay. I can't do that yet. But also, I write everything I do down in a book when I do it, because you keep reflashing the ECU and making adjustments. You forget where you are. That's better. Feels smoother too. Right, I've made myself a little shade, look, for the AFR gauge, because it's sunny and you can't see it in the sun. Probably the only problem with living in a beautiful climate like this. I'm not going to go far, because I don't know how reliable it is at the moment. AFR's fine. It's running so much better than it was before. I think that's down to the injectors at this stage. So this is what I need to go and keep riding it, recording stuff with the GoPro, so I can actually see when this stuff happens and then work on the tune. This is a really boring, tedious bit now, but I'm really pleased. Damn it. Right, what's that puffing sound? I think the exhaust flow. That's the first thing to sort out from now on. I knew this expensive breather hose would come in handy for something. That copper seal in there is leaking by the sounds of it, which is the original one. I've never ever bought them, and I've had the exhaust off so many times. That's where we're at the moment with the bike. I'm really pleased because it is running good, and I've got a real good base to start from and start tuning from. So that's the next step. I was having a bit of trouble with the audio on my DJI action camera back there, and the sound kept cutting out, so that's why that was a bit iffy. The bike was actually detonating a little bit, so I got to retard the ignition timing mid-range and then just gradually build it up and start tuning it and putting more timing in it and adjusting the fuel wherever it needs adjusting. So in the near future, hopefully the next video, we'll be giving it some. What was different about this video then? Well, you probably would have noticed, but this little guy here, this is a Hollyland Lark M2 microphone. And it's really cool. It's magnetic. You get two of them in a box and you can put them all over the place. They're really good for recording exhaust noises as well. I'm going to do a complete video about this microphone and the complete versatility of it, especially for doing this sort of thing. So stay tuned for that. It wasn't a cheap investment, but I'm glad I've done it. I've always been getting comments about my audio, especially when I'm under the house there. I really like the rawness of it, but this channel's not about what I like. It's also about what you guys want to see, because you're the people who support the channel and keep me motivated to keep bringing you better content. Because that's what I want to do. I want to continue to keep bringing you guys better and better content all the time. So help me out by subscribing, or even buying merch if you really want. Only 25% of my viewers roughly are subscribed, so change that and help this channel grow so I can keep bringing you better content. The psychology skills I've gained from my study and training for my mental fitness business really helped me to understand how to communicate with you guys and hopefully bring you inspiring content. A lot of the stuff I film and produce is the way I do stuff, and hopefully to get you to understand the way my mind thinks when I'm doing stuff on the bike or the car or whatever. If you want to know more about my mental fitness business, there'll be a link in the description below. This process of putting the bike back to standard to actually sort out my running issues has really helped, and now I've got a really good base to start tuning from. But at the end of the day, to be honest, I think these turbos are a little bit too small and I'm going to lose power top end. So probably in the future, I'll be putting one big turbo on, or maybe two bigger turbos. And these may go on the Bug or something like that.
Flies over hills.
But this is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm actually doing a heap more work on the Bug because I love driving the Bug. I love working on the Bug. It really makes me smile. So there will be content about the Bug as well. Or maybe that will be on another channel. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about starting up another channel just for the Bug and one for the bike, or keeping them both together like this. Comment below, let me know what you reckon. It is a struggle trying to earn money and work on this channel, like the bike and the Bug. I do spread myself a little bit thin sometimes, but I knew this was going to be a hard road, especially turbocharging this. So this is where we're at the moment. I'm learning a lot, and hopefully I'm sharing that knowledge with you guys too. So that's that then. I've got to do a little bit more work on the exhausts to get them to fit a little bit better, and lots of tedious tuning, but hopefully it'll all go well. So have a great day and watch another video, one of mine, probably this one here.